Hey everyone, this is Zeke. I know I've been kind of inactive in the Discord server itself, but I haven't been inactive within the actual development of IBMC, and I haven't really put out any sneak peeks for you guys, even though I promised I would. So I decided to do one big video of all the sneak peeks I've made. I know recently I posted my original combos, and I kind of hinted at a custom fishing system, so I kind of want to show off how that works, plus some other stuff. So let's go and get into it. So what I want to show off today will just be like a little hint of what I have. I don't want to spoil everything. I don't want to give off like all the cool items so you guys just can't explore it when you actually play the game. But right now we have 23 unique weapons, and there's gonna be 24. I need to make one more dual weapon before the public beta, which I'll get into later. And I know this video is kind of informal, so I apologize for that. But you know, I wanted to get this out. So like I said, we have 23 weapons. I'm going to have a 24th weapon coming here soon. It's going to be a new dual weapon. Essentially, the way the progression will work is the way you get into the custom content. Well, you'll have to have full diamond armor and a diamond sword. And then from there, you're going to be able to do a quest. And that quest is going to bring you to these unnamed mines. Unfortunately, I don't have a name for them yet. We're going to make some, like, you know, fan-made lore and everything. It's all going to make sense when you actually play the game, hopefully. But for right now, just know that you have to have full diamond armor, and a diamond sword. You do a quest and you get teleported to these mines, and the mines will have all these custom mobs, a custom mining system, and the custom fishing system we'll get into in a second. But that's essentially how you get these unique items. Otherwise, it's pretty vanilla SMP. There is custom terrain generation, which I might get into this video. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it won't be this like the basic, you know, Minecraft plains, Minecraft taiga, Minecraft jungle. It's going to be custom biomes and custom terrain, and some modified structures, so you guys can have a unique experience. Hopefully you guys haven't seen the unique stuff I've been putting out before. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the items I want to showcase today. I've kind of handpicked some stuff I want to show you guys. Not everything is finalized yet. Obviously, all the damage values especially will probably be adjusted once I have the actual progression down. Right now, the damage values are pretty much just a scale up of what they were before. So if it's like a calm weapon, it's just like 4 damage, then the next level weapon will do like 8 damage. You know, it's just kind of like a arbitrary damage number right now. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to be showing off 2 light weapons, 1 dual weapon, and 1 heavy weapon, a couple spirits, a shield, and then some gems and how the gems going to work. Once we're done with that, we're going to be taking a look at the custom fishing system, and then I'll go over the plans for the public beta and everything like that. So first things first, we're going to check out the lights, and we're going to check out the souls, the spirits, sorry, and the shield as well while we're here. So I have a spawn egg right here of just a mob I created. It's not a finalized mob in any fashion. It's a pretty basic mob, but it's a good way to test, you know, everything. So let's go and get started here. The obsidian is an epic weapon, and one of its abilities, its only ability, is that you're able to surround yourself with a shield. Again, this isn't finalized. We're going to make a cooldown between it, but let's just show it off right now. I'm going to go ahead and spawn a training dummy. I should have done this before that. I'm sorry. There we go. We're spawning 2. Yeah, okay. So the obsidian, if you shift and right click, kind of watch the effects. So right there, when the lightning strikes, we have these star particles around us, and if we run into an enemy, it does a little bit of damage. Yeah, so that's kind of how that works. It does a little bit of damage on its own. But the main effect is that ability. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Ancient. I know I'm kind of like glossing over these, but I hope you guys, when you actually play the game, you guys are actually a part of the gameplay loop. When you find these weapons, they're going to be much more viable. They're going to be much more interesting than just me hitting an Iron Golem or me hitting like a basic Storm Paladin. You guys will probably enjoy it much more. This weapon increases your defense by a huge margin, and then it's going to decrease it by 10% for 10 seconds, and then it's going back to normal. So the way that kind of works is you can see my defense value. If you look at my action bar, which is right above my hotbar, I have my health, I have my defense, and I have my level. So on the very bottom of my screen. So when I right click here, shift right click, I'm sorry, it's going to go to 22.5 defense, and that's gonna let me tank a lot more hits. And right now the defense value is being reworked. I have a custom damage calculation that we're gonna be looking at here soon. There's the defense lower. So right now defense is a little wonky, but essentially just less damage. I'm not sure if it's really gonna show off too well with the Storm Paladin. Okay, it one shot me. So let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Let's grab all this stuff again. Yeah, so right now the damage values are pretty wonky, but should have taken a look at that before the video, so I apologize. But yeah, essentially it's just gonna give you some more defense, and there's cooldowns in every item instead of like a mana system or like a charge system. It's just a basic cooldown, and there's ways to lower the cooldown, and we'll go over that later. Something exclusive with lights is lights get a choice between the shield, which these patterns are created by Evo DZ. I believe they go by Feliz Navidad on Discord. So thanks for all of the shield textures that you've made. So here's the Nox. So the way shields kind of work is that they're very much defensive orientated options, whereas spirits are much more offensive. So you see here we have some block power, we have some block chance, we have some defense, some health, and we have a gem slot, which we'll go over here shortly. And then for the spirits, they give us some like crit chance and crit damage, or some weapon damage versus mobs. You can kind of see that in action. So let's go ahead and hold the Soul of Martial Arts. Actually, let's take it off for now. So I'll do a hit here. This 25 damage. Let's ignore the sweeping attack here. So 25 damage. Let's put on the Soul of Martial Arts, and increases to 32.1. 40 damage on the crit. And then obviously you can see here, if we equip the Deity of Fortune, we're gonna have some more crits. We might not be able to show off one here. 36.9. So that's kind of how that works. And then the shields, we can't really show it off because all the mobs just one-shot me at this point. So I just remade all the damage systems and everything like that. So we're still in the process of doing that. I've actually just scrapped all the armor we just had, and now we're just down to this stuff right here. So yeah. As I mentioned with gems, let's go and go over that briefly right now. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna go over the lesser weapons. So the dice is next. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn a Bone Fiend. The Bone Fiend's what I've been testing a lot of things on. Don't worry about the zombie texture. That's gonna be changed later. So yeah, so the dice, it's the basic dual weapon, which will show off kind of what it does here in a second. This Bone Fiend's pretty weak. I have like a strong Bone Fiend that should work, I think. Yeah, not really. But so essentially, I guess I can't really show it off. I'll show it off on a train dummy, but we won't be able to show off the full thing. Duels have an ability called the combo, and the heavies have it right now as well, but that's actually going to be changed, so we're going to kind of ignore that. But duels have this combo right there, and then... Sorry, I'm not explaining this the best. I wasn't really prepared for that, so I'm sorry, guys. No, this is super unofficial. But essentially, that first hit right there is a bleeding tick that does true damage, and then the last hit of the combo will send the enemy away. Again, I can't really show it off on a Storm Paladin because it's going to one-shot me, but essentially it's going to blow back the enemy, kind of like how you're pushing it back with the sword itself. So that's how the dual combos work. They really make lower level dual items viable because it's doing true damage. So that's kind of how they work right now. And let's just show off the ability of the dice, which is the most important part. So dice, when you right click, or shift right click, I'm sorry, it was right click before, it pulls mobs towards you. So you kind of can be running away, you get the full health here, you just pull them towards you, and then now you can kill them. That's kind of how that works. We'll have to adjust the velocity and everything there, but for right now, that's kind of how that works. And then finally, we have the Blockhead, which is the heavy weapon. So the Blockhead, heavy weapons have really slow attack speed. You can see my attack indicator right here. That's the combo right there. If you hear the ding and the explosion, that was the combo. That's on every heavy weapon right now. But heavies do a lot of damage. They do a lot of raw damage. They kill things very quickly. The special ability of the Blockhead, let's go ahead and show off a couple Bone Fiends here. So if I shift and right click, let's see if I can get this guy aggro on me. There we go. And then if I shift right click, it's gonna stun him, and it's gonna blow him right back like that. So we need to make that blowback a little stronger. But what's pretty cool about this ability is that it's actually gonna take up the blocks that you're standing on. So you can see right here, it's all grass blocks. But if we were standing on like stone, for example, let's get some stone down real quick. And I use the blockhead ability. Oh, hold on. See, he's bringing up stone right now. So that's kind of the cool, cool little effect I made. So that's kind of the items I want to show. I know they're kind of underwhelming, but I didn't want to show off all the cool items. I promise you there are some cool items. But I just really wanted to make sure you guys could see, you know, the more basic items so you guys can explore it yourself. Let's go over the gems now. I chose these gems on purpose because they pretty unique. So the first gem we're going to look at are just gems that go onto pretty much any single thing that has a gem slot. So as you can see, some items have gem slots, some have more than others. Certain weapons that are just very good will have less gem slots, and certain weapons that need a little bit of a boost with damage but they have a good ability will maybe have more gem slots. So we'll kind of see. It's a really big balancing act, and we're not really too sure on how we're going to do it. But let's go and put on a power gem. So it's going to give me 12.5% more weapon damage. So right now, it didn't have weapon damage on there before, but now it has 12.5% more damage. If I remember correctly, it was doing 25 damage before. That's going to be doing 28.1 on a non-crit. And then these can be stacked as many times as you want. You can stack the same gems. So for example, if I just going to GM1 real quick and just get a stack of these. So if I put two power gems, sorry, I'm used to the old server, two power gems right here, it's actually going to stack the damage, and we have 25% more damage on this attack now. So that's kind of how that works. That one didn't apply properly, unfortunately, so we'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, so that's kind of how that works. Power gems are super basic, and the other gem I want to show off was the quick feet gem. I can't really show this off too well because it can only be placed onto armor, but we have certain gems that can only be placed on certain slots. This is kind of replacing the shape system that we had in Infinity Blade 2 and 3. And they're kind of arbitrary, to be honest. And I won't lie to you guys, I don't think that's the most efficient system. I'm hoping to take a look at it here soon. But essentially, it's going to allow you to choose which slots you have with your build more carefully, because otherwise you can stack some really powerful gems on a weapon or an item, and you can make it completely broken. So the quick feet gem gives you some dodge chance and cooldown reduction, and it's to show off that you can't place it on anything else. You can see right here, no matter what I do, I can't equip it to anything that's not an armored piece. Unfortunately, I don't have a piece to show you guys. So, and then finally, same thing. Some gems can't be applied to duals or lights or heavies. So this one can only be placed onto light and heavies. So as you can see, the dice is a dual. Can't place it on there, but totally free to put it on to a heavy. That's kind of how that works. Every gem's going to have an accurate description on the tooltip. So that's how that works. And there will be a way to unequip gems, just so you guys know. And it will be much cheaper than it was in the original IBMC. Original IBMC, the gem system was really messed up. This system is much more condensed, much more easy to obtain gems. And we'll go over that in a future sneak peek because it isn't fully finalized yet. So I want to make sure everything's good before I show it off. The final two gems I want to show you guys are corrupted gems. So corrupted gems give you a bonus for the cost of a lot of drawbacks. The more you upgrade the gem, the less the drawbacks become, but the positive buffs stay the same. So you can see right here, if we put that on there, has a bunch of damage reduction lowered. You get lifesteal on this one, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know my own items. I'm sorry, guys. But essentially, you get some more damage, you get some more buffs, and you lose some stats here. The Siphon Gem is the weapon drain stuff, so put it on there. You see you have Drain, which is essentially lifesteal. Alright, so that's everything with the items I want to show you guys. It's a pretty robust system, and unfortunately I'm not like explaining it the best. So if you guys, when you actually play, you guys will have a better time experiencing for yourself. All right, so right here, this is the fishing system. This is kind of my pride and joy of this server, to be honest with you guys. I did make 24 unique weapons and some spirits and like all this other stuff, but this is what I think is the best. So the custom fishing system, actually before we do anything, I do need to reset something on my end. So, and I don't want to cut this video. I'm not this isn't the most professional video, so I apologize for that. So I just have to quickly redo something here. Super sorry about that. Gotta make sure. Oh, okay, I think it's good. Let's make sure it is. Okay, cool. So this is not finished here yet. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. All right. So the way this works is you're gonna have a beginning fishing spear, and it's gonna have its fishing power and casting speed. Casting speed just affects how fast you're able to cast out your spear, and the fishing power dictates on how high of a rarity of a fish you can catch. Let's go and take a look at the beginner fishing spear, and this is what you're going to be seeing as a new player. You're going to be seeing common and uncommon fish, and it's going to be a pool like this. This probably isn't the final build, so you guys know it's a really small build. I just needed something to show it off. So yeah, so when you right click, it's going to send out this little particle beam. And this particle beam kind of acts as your hook. So if I go into the water here, and these fish do have custom AI, usually they kind of school together, but I actually kind of made their AI, so this kind of flee from players. This area is really small, so they're not really doing it the best, but you can kind of see them doing it right here. Let's go ahead and catch one fish. So you see right there, the fish went straight into my inventory, and I got some fishing XP in the bottom right here. But there are times where you can miss your catch. And missing your catch can be improved with getting a better fishing rod and with gems, which we'll go over here in a little bit, because fishing rods or fishing spears, I apologize, do have gems you can equip. So the first little bit of a grind is gonna be pretty hard to catch fish, and this isn't the final value. I'm gonna be buffing this a little bit, but you can kind of see this is how you're gonna be fishing. Unlike you sitting there and just like with a fishing rod and just going through it, you don't have to do that in this server. And you see we have a custom level up message right here, and in every level of fishing you're gonna get some health. It's not implemented right now, but just so you guys know, that is what you're gonna be getting for fishing, along with some exclusive loot. So you kind of see right here, we're going through it, we're trying to get some more fish, and just to show you guys how like the better fishing rods work, I did leave some more fishing rods in here. So this one requires fishing level 5, you can see at the bottom right there, and I can't use it here. And I can't use the apprentice fishing spear as well. So I'm going to be setting my level here. So MMO core, admin level set, X hat, fishing. Let's just do 10 for now. Alright, so now let's go ahead and use the apprentice fishing spear, because the novice fishing spear is just a little bit better than this one. But the apprentice should guarantee catches here. So you can kind of see right here, we're catching all these fish. And this is how the custom fish system is going to work. These fish you get right here, these will count for, or not count, these will be used for custom cooking with different foods you can make with different buffs, all that kind of fun stuff. And you're going to be able to get some unique gear from this. Now, how you get a unique gear? Well, we're going to be looking at the gems here. So let's go ahead and grab one of each gem. So to be frank, this gem doesn't work right now, but this is how you're going to get your unique gear. The Fisher's Luck gem. So this is going to be one of the most important gems for players to have. Just because it's going to allow you to get the unique gear that drops from fishing. So this should be priority number 1 for most players. But look at the other 2 right now. Let's go take a look at the Angler gem. The Angler gem just gives you a higher chance of catching fish. And if you use an Angler gem on like a lower fishing rod or lower fishing spear that doesn't have a guaranteed chance, Angler can still activate and give you the fish. So it actually effectively increases your chance of catching a fish as well. But you can double catch fish. Let's go and fish for a little bit here. And you're gonna hear this little sound effect, and it's gonna be in the action bar down below where all my level stuff is. You're gonna see a little message saying my Angler gem resulted in more fish. Let's go and fish for a bit here. It's not the most common occurrence, but it's enough to be noticeable, especially level 3, which is the highest level for these gems. I apologize for not being the best at this. Right there, see? So you got extra fish. We can kind of show it off here too. Stuff this fish. So we got one fish there, one fish there. Let's keep going here. All right, 3, 4. Seems like it doesn't want to activate for us. It's all luck, you know, so we can't like sit here and be angry at it. There we go. So if you watch my inventory, I'm sure you guys can see all that good stuff. So finally we have the gem, fisherman gem, and obviously we're not going to be able to get a catch. It's not obvious, like you guys don't know. But it's going to just roll a random number, and the way it works is that number has to roll 100. You can see it in chat. This is my debug menu, debugging testing here. But it has to roll 100, and if it rolls 100, then you get a gem or whatever else. So that's how that gem works. It still has some debug messages on it, unfortunately, so have to kind of not show too much of it, because otherwise you guys can probably figure out the system work and figure out some exploit for it. But yeah, so that's kind of the custom fishing system. Hopefully this is more interactive than just sitting here with a fishing rod. There's going to be custom fishing areas that players will be able to teleport to, and even within the world itself, there's going to be custom structures with custom fish in there. And that's how you're going to be leveling up your fish and finding the more exclusive, high rarity fish. As mentioned before, there are 3 different fish for every rarity, except for Deathless rarity, which is the highest rarity of anything in this game. There's 1 Deathless fish. If you guys can find it and catch it, then you guys are going to have some of the best cooking recipes, some of the best items in the game drop from it. So, anyways, moving on to the topic of when public beta is going to come out, when all this stuff is going to come out. Public beta, we're looking at a summer release still. We're looking at a very late summer release. What we're bottlenecked on right now are builds. Unfortunately, we have kind of come upon the point where I need a build to make the custom progression. I need a build to make all the custom mining. I need a build to do everything else I need to do in the server. And because of that, I've been really focusing on fine-tuning what I can. But once we get this build done, which it should be, I would say about 1 to 2 more weeks. I would say about a week left on making all of the content, and I'm hoping we can see a public beta before the end of August. This public beta is going to be a very small beta. The custom world is going to be about 25 by 2500 blocks wide. Players will probably have a permanent XP booster and everything, so players can level up faster, and anyone who joins the server at this time will get a unique item that will be given to them during the full release. The beta will be wiped once it is done, so all your user data, all your levels you've gained, everything will be wiped for the anticipation of release. The reason for this is just so players, for one, can have a faster experience. They'll be able to experience and test out everything I need them to test out during my beta, so I can turn a faster XP and not worry about the future repercussions of someone not joining early enough. Also on top of that, I just don't think it's too fair to have pretty much the same reasons last time, but just not to have the SP booster, just to have that extra time before it's even advertised too heavily. Next thing I want to talk about will be monetization. So previously, IB Studios and I have talked about not monetizing the server. And unfortunately, because I've actually been keeping up a server network up for about 1.5 years now, about a year maybe, it has really cut into my costs, especially with what I want to do with the server itself. This server could not run off of a very bare bones machine. So I need to upgrade the machine that we're using for my dedicated hosting service. So that means my server hosting costs are probably going to be about triple what they are right now. So unfortunately, because of that, I do need to monetize this server slightly. So just going into the server knowing that, I really want to be open and clear with what I'm doing with the monetization. Most of the money, if not all of it, probably all of it, will be going straight back into server costs alone. If I manage to make some little extra money on the side, then we're going to be using it to upgrade servers. Server upgrades is pretty much mean less lag, less potential for lag, and more complex systems can be implemented into the server without fear of lag. What else? The monetization that will come with it will not be predatory like loot crates, will not be some subscription service. All of the monetization will be purely cosmetic. So any benefits a donator will get will be some pretty cool cosmetic effects, but nothing that will change your gameplay. So we're not talking about like permanent XP boosts. We're not talking about anything like that. Just so everyone knows, it should be clear that we're not looking into being a predatory monetization system for the server just to make a couple extra bucks for myself. That isn't what I'm doing the server for. I'm doing the server for the IB community and not the profit off of it myself. Other benefits the paid users will have is that I'll probably open up the server during the beta itself, and anyone who purchases a rank will be able to access whatever server, whatever I have up during the in-between period of beta and full release. So players that purchase a rank will have permanent access to the server after beta. We'll go over that more later with anyone who buys a rank. If no one wants to buy one, that's all good. I'm not too stressed about it, but if you guys need to have some extra money to support the server and be able to keep the server costs, you know, down to a minimal for my out of pocket, that'd be great, but no pressure. I think that's everything I want to talk about. I'm trying to think about anything. You know, I kind of planned this video a little bit, but I didn't really, you know, create like a full script. I think we're looking like a 20-minute video now, so I just want to be transparent. I want to be open. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I think a lot of people think that like we're super behind or there's like nothing done. There's a lot done. There's a lot of custom systems done. I pretty much like have reformatted all of the stats. I've done all like the different formatting. I have done all these custom systems. These custom systems take a lot of effort and time to make. And just ironing out bugs that I find as I make it. And nonetheless, all the bugs that I'm going to be finding when the public release comes out or the public beta comes out, it is pretty hefty. So maybe it doesn't seem as much as impressive as it does to myself, but there's been a lot of progress, and I hope people can see that. With everything said, I hope you guys like are excited for this. I've put a lot of effort into this. This server has been a passion project of mine for years. Talking about this briefly, but the IBMC server is not really like a it's not like the core reason why I want to make a Minecraft server. The IBMC server is just a manifestation of what I've always wanted to make. So seeing this kind of finally come to fruition and see players like really be interested in it has really been motivating. So yeah, if you guys have any feedback for what systems I'm having right now, feel free to let me know. I'll adjust it. Just know like any balancing you see in this video is probably not what's going to see what you're going to be playing as, even in the public beta. But I'll still take any feedback of things that you see, you know, within this video. Again, this video is about 30 minutes long. Recording, I think it might be a little shorter for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ping me in any Discord channel, even in the main server, and I can go ahead and answer any questions about the IBMC server. And yeah, I hope you guys liked what you saw. All right, see you guys.